Today we're gonna be ranking all the doctors from Doctor Who. Why? Because the last one got views. As you can tell, the singing career is going well. So today we're going to be ranking every single master from Doctor Who. And when I say every single, no Big Finish, because I can't be asked to listen to Big Finish. And yeah, there are a couple of masters we aren't including. For example, the random child master we see in, I think it's the series 3. Yeah, we ain't including him because all we see him do is stare into the time vortex. And I'm also not including the one at the start of the TV movie because he also does absolutely nothing. So that leaves us with 9 masters and a mediocre ginger host to rank them all for you. I really need to think about my life choices. So, at number 9 we have Eric Roberts. But James, Eric Roberts is so underrated and he's so amazing if you actually rewatch the performance. No, he isn't. Eric Roberts was the master for the 1996 TV movie and he is awful. To this day. He clearly doesn't understand the character and he probably didn't do any research for the role. His performance is just odd and doesn't work. And also, he's American. I'm so sorry if anyone American is watching this. Subscribe. Now at number 8, we have Peter Pratt, what I'd like to refer to as the first Crispy Master. Yep, he only appeared for one story and his voice work was fine, but his mask, he just really couldn't emote for any of his performance, and therefore it was really mediocre. Number 7, one step above, is Geoffrey Beevers, the second Crispy Master. Now, Geoffrey Beevers is literally only one step above as a master because the mask is slightly better, so he can emote more. The voice work is still just fine, and overall, his performance really isn't as good as many of the other masters, which is why he's lower on the list. You know what? I'm really glad I'm understanding how these ranking things work. At number 6. Okay, it's time for a controversial pick. Number 6. John Simm. Now, can I just clarify? I'm a big fan of the character of the Master. And to be honest, I like all of the Masters from here on out. And John Simm is great in the series finale of Series 3. Him and David Tennant have this great dynamic and I love seeing them play off each other in that way. In that series finale, it's such a good, intense performance and you believe him as this modern day version of this classic character we know and love. And then in one of Russell T Davies' very few sins as showrunner, he turns John Simm's master into a superhero. And he just has a weird glowy face and he can jump and, ooh, I'm John Simm and I can shoot laser beams. And while the performance in that two-parter was never bad, it isn't just about the performance, it is also about the writing. And yeah, the writing and the way they did that character wasn't great. Yes, he did give a great performance in World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls, but that was really just him being a side player to Michelle Gomez. So overall, John Simm at number 6. Number 5, I'm going to go with Anthony Ainley. Now, a lot of criticism gets put on Anthony Ainley for being a Roger Delgado ripoff, but I don't think that's really fair. Yes, they have similar facial hair and similar performances to certain extents. But what I love about the Anthony Ainley Master is he's so theatrical. There's this slightly camper side to him and it's just theatrical and brilliant and I love watching him perform the Master. It's so clear that he loves performing this role and loves to do it and it just comes across in his performance so much and I like watching Anthony Ainley episodes. Now at number 4 we have Michelle Gomez. What impresses me about Michelle Gomez's performance is that it really is a new take on the Master. We really hadn't seen this style of performance before, and you love to see that in either a new Doctor performance or a new Master performance. I love how mischievous she is as the character. It's really fun watching her play an almost cat and mouse-like game with Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor. Overall, Michelle Gomez is great, and it's so fun to watch her as the Master. Now time for my rating that everyone will go, this is too high, and that is Derek Jacobi. Now, Derek Jacobi really doesn't have much screen time, but overall, he has such a great twist. A twist that I never saw coming. And it's that twist during that episode that works so well, because you have this kind and humble man, and as soon as he turns into this Master, he just eats up the screen. His performance is so intense and magnetic, and you just can't stop watching him. A lot of people say they'd have liked Derek Jacobi to stay on a bit longer. I'd probably go even further than that and say I wish Derek Jacobi had been given the Harold Saxon arc. I don't think he should have regenerated into John Simm. And whilst that would mean we lose the John Simm performance, I just think with what we saw Derek Jacobi do in that episode, it was so magnetic and powerful, and I'd have really liked to have seen what he would have done with the Harold Saxon arc. Now at number 2, this is quite a high placement for a quite new actor taking on the role, but it's Sacha Dhawan. Now again, this is very much like Derek Jacobi in that the twist again caught me by surprise, and it was so majestic to watch. I will remember vividly watching that plane scene where they do the reveal, and that night just on YouTube watching it again and again and again. The twist works well. Sacha Dhawan kills it as the Master right out of the gate. He has such a chaotic energy, and again, it's this intensity that he brings it, and he very much shows this madder side, which I feel he pulls off better than John Simm ever did. It really, really works well with Jodie and helps her to bring out the best sides of her performance. And while the Timeless Child arc is a horrible abomination, I personally feel that Sacha Dhawan really managed to carry that final episode. His performance against the Cybermen, against Jodie, it was all fantastic, and I would love to see a lot more of this Master. And a staple of my rankings, here's my boring, predictable number 1. It's got to be Roger Delgado. Of course it does. It might be surprising for me to say that I grew up with a 70s Master, but I did. I spent my childhood watching a lot of Jon Pertwee, and his performance to me is so memorable. Roger Delgado manages to have this perfect mix of menace and charisma, and I think it's so impressive of him as an actor to be able to create this template for the character on the first go. Overall, this is a performance that I will never stop loving, and I don't know if it ever can be replaced at number 1, although I think Sacha Dhawan could give it a very good run for its money. So that was my list ranking all the Masters. What Doctor Who lists do you want to see in the future? Let me know in the comments, if you're not lazy. Like and subscribe for me to go on X Factor, and I probably won't see you soon.
This is Willany, and if you're not already subscribed to The Nerdy Brit, right, you should be, right? If you're not, you're a loser too.